Do you have the tools necessary to be successful at networking in both your professional and social life? Laura Schwartz, former special assistant to the president and the White House director of events during the Clinton administration, has written a book, Eat, Drink, and Succeed. I know I can do the first two. And Laura is here to tell us about the book and her life since leaving the area. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for having me. It's great to be home.
Yeah, you're a local girl from Plymouth.
Plymouth, Wisconsin, not far from here. I went to St. Norbert College, so being back in Green Bay de Pere is just wonderful.
Your parents are in the studio. Do you bring them wherever you go?
Yes, they're going with me to Australia next month when we launch there.
Nice.
They're my groupies. They were going to get T-shirts made.
Well, let's back up a little bit. After leaving St. Norbert College, you were working with the Clinton administration.
Yes, I was.
And ended up being the events director. No party crashers during your time?
No party crashers during our... I'm very clear on that. And it's great now because I get asked so many questions about it. It still baffles me how that actually happened. But it was a wonderful 8 years at the White House. I started out when I was 19 as a volunteer in the press office and really worked my way up to become the Midwest Press Secretary, the director of television. And then ultimately in 97, I moved from the West Wing to the East Wing to become the director of events.
Being the director of events, what did you learn about these social gatherings that led to other successes?
Well, it's just amazing, Rachel, because I learned that there's more to any event than just the free food and drink when you go as a guest. And there's a lot more to get out of it. And I saw some guests come to the White House and their objective was to steal those towels from the bathroom, and they did. And then other guests that came prepared, ready to build relationships, to create those great networking partnerships. And it's interesting, Rachel, the title of the book, of course, is Eat, Drink, and Succeed, How to Climb Your Way to the Top Using the Networking Power of Social Events. And I really hesitated on using the word networking because sometimes it can really seem manipulative. You know, what can I get from you? What can you do for me? But my attitude that brought me through the ranks of the White House and the attitude that I've seen work with people that are successful in all parts of society is what can I do for you? And that's the approach I take throughout the entire book.
Now, I noticed you talk about a few stories that have happened over the years, like Spielberg at the White House and how that led to DreamWorks, and Oprah Winfrey going out on a lunch date with Roger Ebert. But we don't all have those successful people in our lives to help lead us that way. How can we learn from what they did in our own lives to be successful?
Well, and those are the only two celebrity stories I use in the book, and then every other story about finding power in all of our overlooked social scenes are from great people around the United States. Jennifer Shading, who doesn't live far from here in Kaukauna, Wisconsin, found her job as a consumer products tester at a picnic with her husband. There are great stories how even these seemingly just social occasions are really a chance for you to gather information, see what's happening out there, and really use your social foundation to advance your career and to help someone else in theirs.
How can you set yourself up for success at some of these gatherings?
Well, number one, I talk about the power of research. Before any event, just take a look and see where it's going to happen. Do some research on that location. These are little tidbits you can use in your conversations while you're at the event. Make sure you read the newspaper. I believe it's knowing a little about a lot. Read every section, read every headline, so that when a conversation turns to sports, and even if you're not interested, you can hold your own and know what they're talking about. I, for example, don't get a lot of time to read a lot of big books, but last year, Twilight is huge, right? So I read the 300-word book review from the New York Times, and I'm able to still hold my own when it turns to the Twilight series.
You've got enough of that information to hold a conversation. Dressing for success.
It seems obvious,
but people don't always.
You know, and it's not just the physical appearance, but it's the emotional appearance as well. We have to either enjoy our good mood or put on that mask, because when we're positive, the outcomes of our conversations will be positive. But it doesn't stop after you've had a great event and you've made a terrific impression. You've got to keep it going. And that's what I call the power of follow-up and follow-through. Instead of just sending these emails saying, hey, it was great to meet you, or a text, those are deleted right away. Go back to the standard note, a handwritten note, and include in that note something you spoke about. If you spoke about the fact somebody's going to go to Disney World, print out a little article on one of their great rides and say, I hope you get a chance to get on that ride, because that'll tell the person you met, you were listening, and that's the best impression you can make.
It does have a little more meaning that way. So you'll be talking about the book, Eat, Drink, and Succeed is what it's called, and you have an event at St. Norbert.
Tonight at St. Norbert College at the Bemis International Center, open to the public at 7:30. So Bemis International, 7:30, followed by a great reception for you to do your own Eat, Drinking, and Succeeding.
There you go, get started tonight.
So it'll be a wonderful time. And St. Norbert is doing so many great things right now in the community. Today there's a ribbon cutting at 10 a.m. for the new Todd Weir Campus Center. So it's really nice to be back home.
I thought it was interesting that some of these tips you can apply to those wanting to be the next reality star, too.
Oh, yes.
How to get noticed. So if you're one of those people, check out the book and head to St. Norbert.
Great. Thank you,
Nice
Rachel.
to meet you, Laura. Thanks
Great
for stopping
to be here.
by.